Okay, check this out. Let's do a quick service quote. Alright. So we have a client's name is Fred Flintstone. New project. Alright, we said service quote. Okay, service quote. It's a line itemized quote for repairs or services. It can be converted to an invoice once they accept the quote. Okay, let's nickname this test. And here we go. We're in service quote mode. So we got to start with a category. We have a list of categories here. If we don't like them, we can type a new one in. But let's start with one that we know, demolition. Okay. From the demolition category, we have this whole panel here, and that's where we're going to enter our line items. So this is where it gets fun. So we have an action panel here that can come in handy if there's something that you use this category for often. So for example, we can say tear out 10 square feet of concrete, and our price per quantity can be $10 per square foot. I'll add that. Okay, there you see it. It comes up. We can also change the quantity. We can change the price. $8. We can add markup. Say if we want to add 15%, add the markup there. Alright. And as you see, there's a running total here, so we have the total of $18 in markup. That's what you do with the action panel, okay? You can also just go right to your custom items and tear out sink, $20, okay? And tear out tub, $45. Add it to the quote. Okay, now we have two in here. We don't have any markup, but I can add it to all the items in this category. So now markup's in here at all. And now, if I wanted to just stay on, I can just go in here and type 15%. Keep it on. This sticks, so every time I put a new item in, it'll just say here, test, $15. All right, so you can see the test came in at $15 with 15% markup. And it's still on. So if I do test number 2, another $15. Okay, so there you go. Test 2, $15. As far as taxable goes, the rate right here says 1%, but you change that in your settings. So whatever your tax rate is for the state you live in or city, then you can adjust that in your settings. That can be also turned on or off, or you can just buy a line item, say we want to tax one item. So this one item is taxable. We can also, with this action panel here, this action panel says uninstall and tear out. But because it's the demolition category, or it doesn't matter what category it is, we can change the action panel for each category. So we have demolition here. If we want to change the color, we can change the color. Okay. If we want to add remove, we can add remove. To use the measurements, so we have different units, cubic yards, cubic feet. Let's say we want to get rid of units. All right. We'll get rid of units there. Let's get rid of pieces. And then also we can change the default items here. So we had concrete. I guess you could demo an entire room. What if we want to say a chimney? Okay, so we can insert that in there. Let's go back to the quote. And now you see where demolition is now green. We changed that category. Our action panel now has remove. And I think you remember we got rid of units. So that's no longer in there. And we also put in chimney, so there's chimney now. So that is that's part of this category from here on out until you change it. If we add a category, say roof carpentry, now we have demolition, and we have rough carpentry. But as you can see, the action panel looks different. This one says remove, install, replace, and frame. So, how handy is that? That every category can have its own custom action panel. As you see here, rough carpentry, we can frame beams, ceiling, closet, door pockets. We can remove, install, replace. But then again, you can always do a custom item here. So I can say frame new doorway, and then give that a price, and there it is. This also has a quantity here, so if I want to put a quantity in of, say, 4 frame, I can click the Q, doorways in living room. Alright, price per quantity. Let's just say we're going to do 120 per door. Okay, so it says frame 4 doorways. Remember we put the little Q there? That's a quantity placeholder. So frame 4 doorways in the living room at $120 each. You can see I came to $480 with your markup. Right? Our running markup now is $179.25. This is just a quote, service quote. So if we go back and take a look, you'll see that our logo is here that we uploaded. This is my business number. This is my address for the business and my business number. And this is prepared for Fred, and this is his billing address. And just so happens that this quote is for the address that he lives in. Now, if we gave him a separate property, this could be different over here. And you see here, here's all our line items. We had demolition, and then we had rough carpentry. And remember that one was taxable there, so there's a whole 17 cents tax at 1%. And there's the quote total. Very simple. Things we can do here: we can delete the quote if we don't like it, we can print the quote, we can save it to our computer as a PDF, or we can email it directly from the software. And if we take a look, we won't have to preview this, but this is what the quote will look like. Beautiful. Thanks!